All right, so let's move on to our trending topics. On social media this week, it was rather spicy.
Yeah.
Hot.
Very hot. Our Popsy, basically.
Your Popsy, please.
Okay.
My
Civil
baby.
War. No, civil war.
Yeah, it was a war on Twitter with our
I didn't
Afrobeats giants, right? So let's start with Wizkid and Ladipo, because I think that's where everything started from, right? So the whole Ladipo came outside to say that this whole everybody said I don't want to do Afrobeats. That Afrobeat is suffering that whole hip hop is dead narrative. Because that's Wizkid was one of the people that said hip hop is dead in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So Ladipo now said, okay, the same thing that you said is happened to hip hop is now happening to Afrobeats. So somebody asked Wizkid for his opinion. Then Wizkid now says he's not going to have a conversation or chat with someone who is signed to an influencer.
Yeah.
That's where the genesis of the whole
That was the
Wahala.
Yes.
That's not what me here though.
That's
That's
what
it,
happened.
son.
That is
Yes.
what happened.
Serious.
That's what happened.
Yes.
In
And
that
this
case-
influencer is
Who else?
Don Jazzy. So what do we think about this whole thing?
Let me start by saying, first of all, when Wizkid made that tweet about hip hop is, I don't know if he was high or the kind
Please
of
don't insult
weed
my
he
baby.
smoked.
Yes.
I don't know, but that was very disrespectful.
Yes.
Like it was not. That's not good. You can't say hip hop is that. There are artists, rappers that are trying to like that.
They may not be mainstream,
Yeah.
but they are.
So
rappers.
yeah, they took offense and they're
Yeah.
right to have taken offense.
Exactly.
But Ladipo is also wrong again to say Afrobeats is dead. Afrobeats is not dead.
He didn't exactly say Afrobeats is dead. He just said Afrobeats is going through that same
phase that hip hop is going through. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I don't think so. I think everyone is really just expecting. You know,
I
there
think
was
in
an
the
era in
context of what he
Afrobeats
said,
where
it
every
kinda makes
fave, like
sense.
Rema, Fireboy, Omale, everybody was dropping. It was bubbling. But now it's been kind of quiet. Like 2024, it's been kind of quiet because people are trying to make their albums. People are going on tours and that kind of thing. So people we're used to hearing literally kind of the same songs from the same artists, same flow. So I think that's what happened. I don't think Wizkid started this whole thing. You shouldn't have said hip hop is dead. Like that's disrespectful.
Afrobeat.
So for me, right, I don't know what context Wizkid was coming from. Yeah, but one thing I know is that Don Jazzy is more than an influencer.
Yeah.
First of all, props to all the influencers out there, because I feel like
more than that.
with the whole argument, it makes people kind of started rubbishing influencers.
Yes.
So influencers are amazing in their own right, right? But I personally feel like Don Jazzy is a person of influence, right? He's an opinion maker. He starts conversations. Don Jazzy has the most successful record labels in Afrobeats history. Don Jazzy has signed one of the biggest artists of our time. The new generation of Afrobeats is Mavis that's carrying it. Yes, of course, there are other people. I'm just like, we have Rema and Erasta in one record label. So it shows that Don Jazzy is doing something. So I don't know what Wizkid was gunning for with the whole narrative. I can't speak for him, right? But I do think that was unnecessary.
Yeah, Wizkid was really condescending.
Personally, I don't feel influencer as a term, because I would just look at it objectively. Influencer as a term is not an insult. It's not an insult, because even Ronaldo is an influencer.
But when you look at that tweet
with bottled water,
when you look at that tweet, it was disrespectful. It was condescending.
In that context,
was to belittle
Don
Jazzy.
How sure are you that was what Wizkid wanted to do? So you can't save just by it.
So one thing I know about communication 101 that I did in year one is that the most important part of communication is feedback. It's not what you said, it's what I heard. You understand?
Yes.
Wizkid might have meant well. I can't really.
He did not mean well.
I cannot search Wizkid's soul. But I just know that how we received it, I cannot talk to someone who is signed to an influencer.
Yes. It was
That
very,
sounded-
very
yeah, that
rude.
sounded
Not Don
like it
Jazzy. Don Jazzy has
Jazzy is
really,
very-
he has done a lot for him to just reduce him like that to an influencer. No.
And I feel like Don Jazzy is actually very unproblematic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
he is.
man just minds his
The man
business.
just-
He accepts collaborations on
I
Instagram.
want to be the exception here, although, because we might not know
what
what
happened
might
behind.
have happened behind the scenes. Because one day Cole started writing some stuff, and he was signed to
saying
Don
something
Jazzy
about
before.
you can't I think provoke someone and tell them how to
How to
respond or something
react,
like
and
that.
then just because someone's a hero, you don't know the real story until. So we don't know what.
So
I
it's
think
giving
something
there's
must
a
have
lot
happened.
of backstory that we don't know
I
about.
think there's a backstory to it.
Regardless, I think Wizkid was really, really rude with that. He and Don Jazzy know they're the same level. They are not on the same level.
I actually agree.
Exactly. And not even on Twitter. I mean, these guys, they have like their differences. They can settle it outside Twitter.
We don't need to know.
Exactly. Wizkid knows so much in terms of influence, and he knows how much his words carry, like how much weight. He shouldn't just come out and say such about Don Jazzy.
I agree.
All right. So, but me personally, I like it when artists beef.
Yeah.
Me, I love
It's
it when it's fun,
It's
right?
Yeah.
It's good. Like I like it when, especially when it's the two biggest ones, because everybody, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, they are beefing right now. You understand? So I like it when artists beef. But my problem with beefing is I don't like it when artists are beefing. I expect to hear, I have more hits than you. I've sold more tickets than you. You understand? You don't have bars than I do.
They even enter studio and do something interesting.
Drop song, drop music. You know what I mean?
Tracks.
I hated it when fans, I think like Nigerian fans do too much. I started hearing conversations on, someone's dead child, this one's dead mom.
Yes.
You know, we need to know that there are limits in
should be
stanship.
boundaries, yes.
Davido and Wizkid that are fighting, they did not cross that boundary. You are a fan in Ikorodu.
That they don't even know.
Exactly.
I mean,
you are not the one. And one thing we don't know, I saw a tweet here. One thing we don't know is that you keep insulting people for a particular trait, forgetting you have friends that possess that exact trait. You go online and you are body shaming, and you have a friend with that exact body type, and are going to see the tweet. What do you think the feedback would be?
Exactly.
You know, I feel like we're in an age where people feel like there are no repercussions in social media. You can come online and say something. I feel like we need small sanctioning, small things.
I mean, there are two schools of thought to this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't really, what's the word? You can't quantify the feedback you get when you throw some things at people. I mean, some people believe if you go low, I go lower. If you go low, I go lower. So, I mean, some people are very, very emotional. And you say, don't cross this line. Some people don't even know lines. They don't even see any line. I mean, even Davido called Wizkid a woman beater. So, I mean, some people will still say, that's a line you shouldn't cross. But, I mean, when you come for people, you shouldn't say, this is how you come back for other people. But I agree as well that,
I just didn't like the fact that I started seeing a lot of conversations about Davido's dead child. And conversations about Wizkid's dead mother. Come on, how about now?
It wasn't called
Moving on from Davido, Ladipo, Don Jazzy fiasco. Now Davido and Wizkid. Because people have always assumed that there was beef. But then we saw them in this. I feel like Davido and Wizkid they're like couples that are toxic. Because one moment they are hugging each other, they are friends, whispering in each other's ears. Tomorrow they are sobbing. You understand? So what do we think about the whole? Because I like the both of them, so I don't have a problem.
I like both of them. I'm not a stan of either of them. Two of them are arguably the greatest. They've been competing. They've been doing this thing for more
since I can remember myself.
Yes, bro. It's crazy. We're never gonna see this rivalry in Afrobeat again. Wizkid Davido rivalry. We'll never see it in Afrobeat.
Damn,
but no, it's not gonna have that rivalry. Like you're literally bringing out hits consistently. But what I think is that David is a very, I don't want to say open-minded person, but maybe let me say he's an open-minded person. David likes to be friends with everybody. Like he likes making connections. He's
very available, Sha.
David wants to make connections, but Wizkid is more of like my circle. He's not that kind of person that's just going to mix with, I don't know, probably his personality. And David, every time I keep telling Davido fans, he keeps overthinking. Stop overthinking. Don't assume that this guy is going to return the energy. Don't ever assume it. You guys are competing. You're competing. You're rivals. Whether or not you don't want it, that's just how the game is. You are rivals. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. So I was kind of like surprised when David like came out. Like I even thought he was, because for a while he didn't say anything. He didn't tweet anything when Wizkid was like bringing out the video of him kneeling down and crying and everything. David didn't say anything. David was like, David has matured, because if you check over the last few weeks, people have been dragging David, but he doesn't even answer. He would just post, I have a tour, I have a show here, But he reacted, and Wizkid literally baited him out, and then he reacted. And then, the war about Wizkid saying you don't have anything on me musically. Yes, maybe, perhaps Wizkid is right. Davido doesn't have anything on Wizkid musically.
He's wrong.
He's right.
He's wrong.
He's right.
He's wrong.
What you mean he's
right.
He's wrong.
So you think Davido is a better? So you think Davido is a better artist than Wizkid?
I love Davido's personality, and again, I need
Nigerians.
I'll get there. I think Nigerians need to understand. They need to understand that maturity is not you not reacting. So when someone is not reacting, say, he's matured. No. you can react and still be mature. I mean, those things are different. So I love Davido's personality. I love that he's very, very open-minded. He's very, very friendly. And you can't take that away from him. That's actually one of the things some of his fans love about him.
That's not what they love about Davido. Let me even say here. The thing that people love about his fans love about him is because he does a lot of giveaway.
And he drops
Back to
back. Davido, hold on.
Please.
Hold on.
Let's compare now. Let's compare.
Davido,
one of our videographers want to slap David
How
now.
many hits has Wizkid dropped
Yes,
compared to Davido
Davido
now?
has. I'm not saying he
I'm
doesn't have.
just wait.
I'm not saying
Let's
he
not
doesn't
talk
have.
about
Let's
each
come
other.
correct with our facts, please.
I'm not saying he doesn't
What
have
has
hits.
the guy, the Wizkid, what has he dropped?
I'm not saying
Wizkid
he
does a lot of
Davido
timeless
has hits for
music.
years,
I beg.
not even days. Davido has hits for
Exactly.
years. But the reason why he has this fan base, and I always tell other fan bases, Davido is the ideal definition of the Nigerian dream. You know why?
Why?
Because he has so much money and he shows it off.
And he also
that
dropped
is what
hits back
Nigerians
to
want
back.
to see. There's so much poverty in
He
the land that
dropped hits
people
back
like
to
see
back
him spend
compared
money.
to your Wizkid.
That
What
he
has he
drops money,
dropped?
right?
What has he dropped? What has he dropped? What song?
He gives us a lot of timeless music.
What's
What are you talking about?
timeless
Like,
music?
Davido
Song that you
fans-
cannot jam
they
to, you
won't
cannot
accept
dance
this
to.
one. That's the
Like-
truth.
Is
People
it like
love
if you
Davido
play
because
Pakuba at a
oh my
party
God.
tomorrow, people
Let's
will
relax.
dance.
People love Davido because, oh my
see.
God, he has so much money and David likes to spend. They think Wizkid is stingy. But Wizkid is not stingy.
He's not
Burna Boy is
stingy.
not stingy. These guys have projects they are doing, but they just don't bring it to social
See,
media.
when he wants to talk, you can even talk about Burna Boy, but Wizkid, let him go and sit down, please. He should retire.
Don't
He should
disrespect
he's
Wizkid like
living
that.
on past glory, please. I beg. You want to
Davido that-
compare?
Davido
See,
that
you
actually
can't
said he
compare
wanted to
this.
be like
I need you
Wizkid.
guys to go to the club tonight and just listen to
Opa,
music. How
club
many
is-
of Wizkid songs are they still playing now, except the old songs now?
Now you did
Come on.
ginger
I
me
beg,
nicely.
come with
Don't try.
facts,
Come on.
please.
No, but-
No,
so
no,
me,
no,
the
no,
thing
no.
is that me, I'm not really passionate specifically about any Nigerian
star,
artist
yeah.
right now.
I don't even like
I like
people like that,
Wizkid.
but-
I love Wizkid so much.
Everybody loves Wizkid.
I love my
No,
favorite
I
Nigerian
don't love
artist.
Wizkid.
My favorite Nigerian artist is Adekunle Gold.
I love Adekunle Gold.
Mm.
I love
Yeah.
Adekunle.
He's
I
like
love
then
it.
to me
I
then
love
Rema. So like I'm not even in that big three conversation.
You don't really.
You know, this concern me concern who is 001,
Yeah.
002.
Yeah.
You know,
That
concern me.
conversation.
Yeah.
Anybody to me, Davido can be 001,
Like me.
Burna Boy can be. There's the stars are big. The sky is big
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
But me, it's Adekunle Gold as my guy. If I want to spend money on an artist, it's Adekunle Gold I will spend my money
I
on.
would-
So
See,
I would-
one thing
That's
Wizkid fans will always say is, "Oh, our guy, he doesn't talk, he doesn't react,
they call him
Popsy." But now that the guy he was cloud chasing on Twitter,
okay, so
what would they
so
say
Wizkid
now?
is now a
Because
cloud
He's
chaser.
a cloud chaser
chasing.
because he
He
wants to
can't.
drop
Wizkid
song or he
is
wants to
the-
drop
Wizkid-
album. All of a sudden, he remembered his Twitter password.
No. It's a lie.
I beg.
It's a lie. He's been
He's going
tweeting
back to the days of Linda
He's
Ikeji
been
when he
tweeting
used to
since.
when he
He's
used
been
to
tweeting
troll
since. Wizkid
on
has been
Twitter.
tweeting since, and he's
I
not
beg.
really chasing. We can't say Wizkid is chasing cloud. That's a very wrong.
He's
thing
a
to
cloud
say,
chaser.
because he's the cloud himself.
Wizkid is
Wizkid
a
has
cloud
the
chaser.
strongest fan
I'm
base in
surprised
Africa.
though at Davies today.
Like Wizkid FC is the strongest fan base in Africa. My problem with them though is that they put him on a pedestal so much you cannot hold Wizkid accountable. Whatever Wizkid,
Yes, he can
everything
never
Wizkid
do wrong
says,
in our
they say
eyes.
things like Wizkid can never do no wrong.
So
But
do you
that's,
agree?
that's not
Wizkid can
true.
never
Wizkid
do
was
wrong in
really
our
wrong for
eyes.
posting that video of Davido. That was petty.
So genuinely, yeah, when Wizkid posted that video,
Yeah.
I thought it was just banter.
Yeah,
Me
because that's his
too.
life.
I thought it was harmless, yeah.
Me too.
I thought it was harmless because me, if Christabel is my guy,
Yeah.
and Christabel knows that sometimes I would drag you with
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So if
Which you do every day.
which
by
I do
the way.
every, exactly, if Christabel has that type of video on the
Yeah.
internet, me, I will post it.
Yeah.
And I will
you
tag
like
her.
it?
And I will
A lot of
tag
people
you.
thought
So me, I thought
so.
it was jokes. So when I now saw that, there was a back and forth, I was like, I thought it was play. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that deep.
It was
Started
deep,
hearing
oh.
your father, your this one, your music.
No. Wizkid and David never talked about parents.
No, of course.
Yeah.
It's
It was
fans.
David actually talked about Wizkid's son. Says he wears the same shoes as his son.
No. Did you
So I
say
said
that?
Yes,
Yes, he
that
did.
Wizkid shops.
Did you
from
say
Foot
son?
Locker.
Okay, yes, I
Hey,
saw
he
it.
didn't
that
say
he shot
son.
from
He didn't say
Kids
son.
Destiny.
No.
Me, I found that shade weak, Sha, because Wizkid is a short guy. I would hope he wears
And
small
Davido is
shoes.
also short.
Hey.
He's just like, no, now. David,
For a
David
short
is
girl,
short.
you are.
Okay.
honestly,
You
Her
don't
legs
catch
can't touch
me.
the floor like this.
Like honestly, like for me, that's just my issue. FC should, like, I understand and I appreciate the loyalty
Yeah.
that FC has towards
Yeah.
Wizkid,
Very
but
loyal.
learn to actually it's not everything he says that you try to stoke
Yes.
up. I mean, I didn't see this energy when Wizkid said something, was it last year or so, that he was going to go crazy on all the old politicians in Nigeria during the elections. I didn't hear anything from him. FC didn't say anything. Davido has been trying to make, like, at least you see, even during NSARS, doing like politics, you see David actually trying to like publicly show that, okay, I'm fighting for this cause.
But then Davido has a political father now, for sure uncle. So I would
but like that's the kind of thing that I expect, because Wizkid has such a big platform, and honestly, I swear to God, I swear on everything I am. When Wizkid tweeted, I'm not a fan, but when he tweeted last year that he was going to go crazy on all the politicians, I was so excited for the elections that happened last year.
You would think he would be there.
I felt like if Wizkid actually contributed to the elections that happened, trust me.
Yeah. So can I say something? Yeah. Not everybody with a platform should be an activist.
Thank you.
And another thing, I like that some celebrities keep quiet, because many times I don't want to hear what's going on in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like politics is like dicey conversations, important conversations that some people need this basis to speak on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I would rather Wizkid is silent on politics than he says rubbish. You understand? Because it's a big platform. So I understand if Wizkid decides to be silent.
But they don't have to come out.
Why I'm saying that? Because he said that.
Himself.
Yeah, he came out himself. So he gave some kind of hope. And I was like, oh my God.
Even though
we all make promises and fail. That's the reason why I'm
It should just like David promised to bring me a shirt 3 months ago.
This is personal relationship that